Hello everybody, I've just coming on today to make a video that I'm going to do in two parts. The first part I'm going to do a little bit of a crafty haul of some things that I bought recently. Anybody who's seen a previous craft haul knows that I bought a few of the brand new Finnabair silicone moulds to use with my resin, and because I've sort of got back into my moulds and my resin, I was having a look at some of the older moulds that are still on the market. So I've got a few of the older moulds that I've purchased. I also recently bought one of the matte waxes that she has out, and they've been out for a while, but she's bought some new colours and that's probably brought them to my attention. I hadn't really picked up on the matte waxes before. I love my my gilding waxes, I love my patina creams. All the ones I've got currently are of a more metallic sort of finish, so I really like the idea of these matte ones. So far I've already bought and used the white one, so I really wanted to have some of the other colours as well, in particular the blue and green, because to create those sort of extra effects on rust. But also I thought some of the other colours would be quite interesting, so we're going to have a little look at those. So I'm going to do the video in two parts, and the second part I'm going to actually use some of the moulds to use with the waxes and go through those a little bit more with you. Also, Julia McNeil, I love Julia McNeil stamps, and in particular I love her quirky birds. I've got a couple of the quirky birds that she's brought out previously. She was on the television the other I think last week sometime, and she's brought out some new birds, and I just could not resist this one, which is Harold. I just think they are just so gorgeous, so I'm sure that him and the other quirky birds will be appearing probably in a journal spread soon. Also, I made a video recently where, if I show you, I used some of this collage tissue from Tim Holtz, and this is the typeset one. I loved it so much that I saw the YouTuber Ms.Paperlover, I think I've got that right. I will link her YouTube channel in the description box below. And she did a craft haul recently, and this was one of the products that she had recently bought, and it just made me think, oh my goodness, that is so everything that I would love in a collage paper. It's got butterflies, it's got text, it's got this like graph paper type look, which I really love, the grid. So I got myself some of that to go in my collagey stash. I got another one of these washi tapes. These are from All and Create. I bought this one. I don't know if I've actually used it. I've just unwrapped it, but I haven't used it. This is one that's designed by Janet Klein, and I chose it because I liked the bold patterns, and also it's got this script, so text on it as well. I think this one was Poets, yeah. I have ordered another one that is still I'm waiting to arrive. So the moulds I got, I will unwrap them. I've got two smaller moulds. This was sort of inspired by Finnabair has a vintage portrait type mould out at the moment, but I had a look back and I actually preferred some of the faces that were on her earlier mould. So I've gone for this one. I'm not sure what's happened in the back of that packaging, but this one is the Art Nouveau. So that's got 1, 2, 3 faces, one really large face, plus some other floral elements which I really liked. But then I saw on a few projects that I saw online, I saw this one had been used, and this face is absolutely beautiful, and this is the Flower Queen. And again, this is just, so she's like this in this mold as well, but it's the bigger version. I liked the bigger version, that was what I wanted, but also more flowers as well. So I've got two really large, oops, sorry, I was off camera there. Two really large faces, and then plus the smaller ones, and lots of flowers, which I really loved. Maybe that's the package, maybe it's meant to look like, oh, it's probably meant to look like that, grungy style. So those were the two smaller ones that I bought. I will link in the description all the places where I bought my products from. They were all UK based companies. And this one, I have actually been looking at this one for a long time. I love wings, and this one is a little bit different because it's much more industrial. I've got another one of Finnabair's wings mould. This is Cogs and Wings. Again, this has been out a little while, but I thought the wings are so beautiful, and I love these big ones. They've got so much detail in, but also I've got the smaller cogs then that will go with some of the cogs from my newer moulds as well, and they're all such brilliant quality. They will last. So I'm on a bit of a mould journey at the moment where I'm really stacking up on my mould supplies. So we've got my moulds, we've got my new stamp, we've got my waxes. I bought the patina blue, patina green, shabby pink, I think that's the new colour, and charcoal black. Plus then we've got the collage paper and also the washi tape. So I will stop the video now and I will go away. I will make up some of these moulds with my resin, and then I'll be back to show you how I use the waxes on them and the sorts of effects you can get from those. So see you soon. Hi again. I've done my resin casting, and I thought I'd just quickly show you a couple of the pieces and how they've come out from the new moulds I've bought. This is the wing from the Wings and Cogs. It's got such a lot of detail, it's beautiful in the resin. And this is the Flower Queen from the Flower Queen mould. She's quite a large piece, which is what I wanted. And I'll just show you the detail in this one as well. This is the one of sort of like a gear, or sort of a watch, an inner workings of a watch, I think, actually, with all the little cogs and gears inside it. It's beautiful. But what I have done is I've already been using some of the waxes. Now I love my metallic waxes. In particular, I do use a lot the cream patinas from Pretty Gets Gritty, because I do like the gold and silver finishes you get on projects, but I wanted to try the matte ones because there's something a little bit different to what everything I've already got. So I've just got a selection of the colours. They used to come in tins, now they come in tubes, but this one obviously was old stock that's still being used up. When you do get them, I've opened all of mine, but they come with a foil seal, so you just pop them with the other end of your cap, which means that because they are in a tube, they do last longer, but you get the same amount in both those sorts of packagings. So if you buy ones and they've got the new stock in, you will get them in a tube. If you get old stock, you'll get them in the tin. They are a wax-based wax as opposed to water-based, so you do need to keep that in mind when you're putting it onto products. Obviously, if you try to put a wax product, it's a bit slippery, so if you put it on top of the resin, which is plastic, without coating it, it does make it a little bit harder to fix. Now I did do this one here, I did do that straight onto the resin, and it has, over time, obviously it will dry, it dries permanent. However, when I was first putting it on, it did make it a little bit more harder to layer up different waxes, because one was then sliding off when I was trying to put the other one on. So you can therefore put a coat of gesso on. Now on this I've used white gesso, I've done a few in white gesso. This one I actually painted with black gesso. Then I used the old white wax, and then I used some of the Pretty Gets Gritty gold patina cream, and the two, I think the two waxes together actually create a really nice effect, and it's now made me want to do the other wing plus one of the faces in the same style, because I think that will look lovely on a mixed media piece. But I thought I'd just quickly put a little bit of the wax on here just to show you what they look like when you're putting them on. I'm going to maybe go with a blue and green theme. I think when I've been using them, what I found is if you really want to layer them up, you're best to wait until one wax has dried before you add on another one. But if you want to get, like on here, I've got a blend between the two colours. If you do them while they're still wet, because they are quite creamy to start with, then you can get a really nice blend of colours on there as well. So, well, obviously we haven't got time to be letting it dry. So this is the patina green. Now you can apply it with your finger, or you can apply it with a brush, or you could do a mixture of both. If you want to get really into the piece, then using a brush is probably better. If you want to just lightly go over the top, then using your finger would be better. Now I'm using a really old scrappy brush, so I wouldn't recommend you use your best brushes. I have found that I can wash the wax out, but it's obviously you don't want to ruin a nice new brush, so let's put part of it we'll do with green. She can be like a under the sea mermaid. I'm just going to wipe my finger, and then let's get the blue. You do get a thing in the lid for the tins, so I'm actually going to use it out the lid. I'm just going to clean off most of what was on the brush because I don't really want to contaminate it. I mean, obviously if you're using while the ones in the tins, then you do need to try and make sure you're putting the lids back on. You see how lovely and creamy that is, and you get a really nice matte texture to it. And you can, while they're damp, sort of blend them together. So you, that's my really old brush falling apart. And what I would probably do is, when this is all totally dried, I would probably go over it maybe with a little touch of the black if I want to grunge it up a little bit, or if I want to give it that shabby chic look, then I would add a little bit of the white over the top. And that's, the white is really good for that. So if I was going to recommend one matte wax probably above all the others, it would probably be to say, if you like shabby chic projects, then the white's a really good one for that. And so let's give that a bit of a blend down into the green. I haven't done that perfectly. Now once that's been left to dry, that will become permanent. You won't be able to wash it back with water or anything. Once it's dry, it's on there. It's a permanent wax. So there you go, just a quick little demo with the waxes, and just have a look at the moulds. They're absolutely beautiful. The detail is amazing. I have to say, I could not recommend these moulds highly enough that Prima and Finnabair make, especially if you're using them with resin. The detail is absolutely amazing, and you can produce some beautiful pieces if that's the sort of thing you like to do. So I will be using some of these. I think what I may do is, in my next mixed media video, which will be next week, I may continue with this theme on this and create a mixed media piece, possibly on a canvas or a tag, so that you can see how they can all come together. But thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, do please like it with a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, it would be lovely if you could subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified of videos as they come up, then if you click on that notification bell. Thanks a lot. Bye.